Hey guys, so today I've made around $115 in USD JPY Forex trading. And today I've entered around Tuesday, February 24, and I'll be talking about my trade in USD JPY. So I use a made strategy. I also use supply and demand. So I use demand zones right here and supply zones right here from the 4-hour time frame. You see here there's also a demand zone. So we're gonna use the mate strategy. So M is for market direction, A is for alignment, T is for timing, and E is for entry. So M, what's the market direction? So we see that in the daily it's uptrending. We see higher high, higher low, then higher high, higher low. For our, we can also see that's uptrending here. Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. So we're uptrending. See? 1R. Okay, here we see that it was downtrending, but then there was like a reversal pattern. I didn't take a trade here because I've already made money from February, so I just rest. Then like 1 week later, because I've made money from this downtrend right here. So after that, then for 1 week it was like ranging, then went up a bit. But I didn't take a trade here because again I was resting. So then the next week, around like Feb 24, I took a trade. Actually, I shouldn't take a trade, but since I was willing to risk like around $45, I was like, you know what? I'll take a trade here since I was willing to risk $45. So I took a trade here from Tuesday. It went up, and yeah, it went up. Whatever. So yeah, my market direction. So it was uptrending because we see a higher high, higher low. Then yeah, that's where I took my buy. Next is alignment. So again, we put the alignment. We see that there's like a support right here. A lot of rejection right over here. Then there's also a demand zone from the 1 hour time frame. You see over here and over here. So for people who think that, oh, there's a higher low right over here, they'll take a buy over here. You see, they'll take a buy over here. Then they'll get liquidated since they put their stop loss below this higher low. So what they'll do is they'll be like, oh wait, this is actually a liquidity sweep. You see over here, they will be like, oh, it's a liquidity sweep. And once they saw a candle confirmation, uh, a bullish engulfing. So when they saw that, they'll be like, oh, I should take a buy. Then they'll get liquidated again. So this is why I'm like a swing trader, because your stop loss is like huge if you're a swing trader. Because if you're like a scalper or a day trader, your stop loss is kind of tight. So that's why I always go for swing trade. Plus it's more chill. In scalping and day trading, like you're always gonna watch like all the time. Unlike in swing, it takes like a long time. It takes a week. This trade took a week just to like take profit. Okay. So we put a liquidity sweep right here. Then there's also a double bottom reversal. Double bottom uptrend I meant. So there are three types of double bottom that I've learned from USD JPY. There's this one, a perfect double bottom, just a normal one, a perfect one. Then my favorite, a double bottom with a liquidity sweep, and a double bottom that's uptrending. You see over here. See? That's uptrending. So we saw that the double bottom was uptrending. Plus a liquidity sweep, so that's why I took a buy. Okay, so that's our area of alignment. We're done with alignment or area of alignment. Now, okay, let's just delete this real quick. Okay, so we put our area of alignment, liquidity sweep, then a trend line also, a downtrend, a downtrend line. We put that there. It broke. It also broke this one and hit our demand zone. And yeah, break of structure. So, by the way, for people who are like late for this trade, you could also take a trade from this higher low right here. Because every time when, let's say, a double bottom, if you're late for like a double bottom, let's say you didn't take a buy here, you can always wait for a retest. Then you could take a buy somewhere over here or break of structure. That's how I do it. Okay. Okay, let me delete that. So you guys could take a trade somewhere over here, either over here or here, but your stop loss has to be huge, like really huge. Okay. So I took a buy over here, then we're done. Okay, so we're done with market direction, which is uptrending. It was uptrending. Next is alignment, which is our area of alignment. Put the supply, the demand zone, the trend lines, the support and resistance. Okay, then the timing. When should you enter a trade? When should I enter a trade? So I entered the trade when again it was when there was a double bottom uptrend plus a break of structure. So we see a break of structure from the trend line and from the resistance right over here. So yeah, that was our timing. We'll just check that out. Then our exit plan. What's my exit plan? So I was willing to risk around $45. $45, that's like 85 pips. Then I was actually my potential take profit was over here from this 4-hour time frame supply zone. So right over here. So I was about to make like 154. That was the potential. And yeah. And the time I put my trend line was when it broke the 200 pip mark. So when it reached $100, because again, every trade I risk 50, but since my strategy tells me that I could risk less than 50, so that's why I took this trade because I was willing to risk less than 50, which is $45. So so after that, when it went to like 200 pips, that's when I put my trend line. So my first trend line was over here when it hit the 200. Then after that, it went up. Hold on. Okay. Wait. Okay. So once we saw that it went to 200 pips, it went up. It went up. Oh yeah, by the way, I also put my break even. When you see this higher high, higher low, I put it to break even. Then it broke again, so I put this over here below this demand zone. Then when it create a higher high, higher low again, you could see it retest this resistance right over here. So it broke this resistance plus a retest, then another bullish engulfing. So I put my stop loss from here, from below this demand zone, over here, below this higher low. Okay, then it went up. Then I should have exit over here, but there was like no momentum yet. There was no momentum. But then when I saw momentum going back down, then that's where I stopped my trade. So that's how I made money. That was my exit. So once it broke this trend line, this uptrend line, I I take profit already. So I've made around $115. It's not bad. Not a bad trade. So yeah, everything is checked. Our exit, we already exit. We had an exit plan checked. So everything is complete. Okay. That's pretty much it, guys. That's my strategy now. That's my strategy for the rest of my life till I'm 100 years old. So yeah, guys, if you watched till the end, thank you guys for watching and see you guys on my next good trade.